Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading. Today we're going to take a look at the case of Amber Tuccaro, but actually we're going to take a look at the person who is most suspected of having to do with her disappearance, Pat Carson, because a lot of people who heard the audio recording have said it's this guy, and there's actually a whole website out there warning people not to go to his ranch because he's been known to be very odd and aggressive and needy in a certain way. And since so many people are pointing at him, you would think that they would investigate him, but the actions of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police don't seem to be pointing towards them actually going after this guy. So I wanted to do a reading to see if we can figure out why this is the case and if we could find anything about Mr. Carson himself. And we're going to start with the Deviant Moon deck, which is this one. And I like to use this one to uncover things because the moon tends to shine the light on things that want to stay hidden. And if we have any further questions, which we always do, we're going to move on to the Santo Muerte deck, which is this one. Because perhaps the people who've passed on because of this guy might want to talk. Either way, as I usually say, and I'm going to say it again, I'm an intuitive reader. I let the cards fall whichever way they want, and however the cards speak to me, I'll tell you about that. And if you have any other interpretations that you think might be helpful or useful, make sure to add those in the comment section below. Without further ado, I'm just going to get started. We're going to take a look at Mr. Pat Carson. Here we go. Nope, this is all it wants to give for now. So normally I get 2 full lines, but currently we only have a line and a half, or a line and 3/4. Let's go take a look what we do have here. We do have here the 7 of Wands, which is kind of like people coming for him. So he's definitely being pursued in a way. And it does seem to be giving him sleepless nights. At least the 9 of Swords seems to suggest that. Don't know exactly how sleepless, because if you look over here, Judgment's in reverse next to a Queen of Swords. So this is somebody, I think, who's holding a hand over his head to protect him in a certain way, has him under her wing. And Judgment in reverse here saying that he is not being brought to justice because this person who is also holding the sword, so kind of like Lady Justice in a way, is shielding him for whatever reason, or at least somebody with some feminine energy. It doesn't have to be a female in particular. We see the 8 of Pentacles working away very diligently to keep things hidden because the moon is the next card. So somebody's definitely shielding this guy. Let's see what else we got here. King of Pentacles also involved. The Emperor is also involved. So this is definitely not just this one person shielding him. We have 2 fairly high up people here, a king and an emperor, working together with the Queen of Swords down there. So it's like a little trio over here keeping him shielded. Then we have the 7 of Pentacles, which I believe is also them, or at least some of them, realizing that all their work may be ill-spent because it's right next to the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I think that they're kind of trapped in a way. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I used to read that, or at least when I first saw it falling, I thought, oh, this is their fortune turning. But because it's next to the reverse Pentacles, or 7 of Pentacles, sorry, I'm seeing this right now as even though they're feeling that they made an incorrect investment by shielding this person, the wheel is not turning. And as we see here, the 8 of Pentacles is also in play. So I'm thinking these two, it's kind of like when you have a certain investment and it's not going well, but you feel like you spent so much money on that, you're not going to let it go. That's like a whole psychological thing that people, if they have spent a whole bunch of money or effort or time into something, they can't just let it go. So I think they're kind of stuck in a way with their investment, and I don't know what binds them, but we have the other deck to take a look at that. And of course the moon and the secrets, we need to figure out what that is as well. But it looks like a couple of people are actually shielding him, and perhaps they thought initially that it wasn't going to be that big of a deal, but it's gotten worse and worse. And as things have gotten more deeper and more involved, they kind of don't want to let that go. Like, okay, if you let that go, then the whole house of cards is going to fall down as well. But why are they doing it? Let's first take a look at the moon. What can we figure out about the moon? What secrets exactly do we have here? Why is this happening? Oh. Page of Swords. Somebody who is talking up a storm. Pages of very youthful energy. I say that all the time. It's a very adolescent thing. And I think the Page of Swords is talking... I think this is more of a panic talking is what I'm trying to say here. Like they're trying to very hard come up with reasons and explanations as to why they're not going after this guy. But why? Because that's just the things that they're doing. What's so special about Mr. Pat Carson? We have here the Two of Swords. Okay, but it's in reverse. So they have, once again, we're just getting the bloody-mindedness, as they call that in the UK. Single-minded efforts to keep this thing going. Still no reasons, though. Oh, that's too much. Look at this. I got a whole bunch just sitting on my wrist. I'm going to take the first one, which is the Hanged Man, which is definitely a... keeping the situation the status quo as it is. I don't think this entire pile is needed, so I'm gonna shuffle this a bit and see what else we get. That one in particular flew out immediately. Anything else? Those two. Okay. This one came out first, and this is the Four of Pentacles. Hey, look at this. We've had this before in a reading recently, where some bridezilla person came up and dominated their spouse. I think this might also mean somebody who is very much, I don't know if his parents are still alive, or maybe an older sister or something along those lines. Somebody who's really like dominating, watching over them. Although they do strike me as a fairly lonely person. But it seems also, because this is a financial balancing card, that maybe they have, like I said, the investment, and they don't want to let that go. There might be some type of financial ties as well. And they don't want to lose that, which is why it's next to the Hanged Man. What do we have over here? We have here the High Priestess. There's something more to this story. I want to get to that though. And it's next to the reversed Page of Cups. That's like emotional surprises. I think they're having a hard time keeping this show up, but they are really definitely persistent in keeping it like that. But it is costing them a lot emotionally, because the Page of Pentacles, no, Page of Cups, sorry, is usually like a sudden surprise. And I think this is more like an internal thing. Like, I don't think they understood before they started shielding this person that it was going to be such a trial. And it's getting more and more heavy, but as people get more emotionally invested, they will clamp down more. Oop. Whoa, lots of them. Okay. The Ace of Wands is in reverse, so that's things not starting, or at least the types of things that they want to start, the initiatives that they want to take, the new things, actions that they want to take, not coming to fruition, or at least not in the way that they want. The Emperor is back again, so this person plays a big role, or this is Pat himself, basically somehow keeping people in check, keeping them trapped in this situation. Then we have 3 cards. So this is the Six of Pentacles, and when I first saw it, I actually got a vibe that is more Six of Cups, like they've known each other for quite a long time. And I feel like in this reading, it also shows that even though they've known each other for a long time, they feel like there's a certain imbalance between them. And I'm getting this vibe, like even though they've known each other for a long time, this sort of relationship has always been out of balance. And I think over the years, it's only gotten much worse. Next we have the Page of Wands. That's the person themselves, very impulsive, just doing whatever, and he's kind of chilling here on his, I was going to say sled, but the swing, just kind of going through life, feeling very happy, carefree, because there's all these people that are trying to keep him safe. And then of course there's the Knight of Pentacles here. This is the person, I think the Emperor, or at least the male influence that was shielding him earlier as well, feeling like it's a huge misinvestment. So what is it exactly that is their secrets? The people who are shielding them? Because I feel like Pat has some dirt on people, and that is why he's able to get away with this. So let's see if we can figure out what this dirt is that he has on these people. First thing that came through is the 10 of Cups. It is upright, but I think it's in a family relational type of sphere that somebody has some issues. What exactly are we looking at here? Oh. Four of Cups. So next to the 10 of Cups, I think that one of these people at the very least has some extramarital interests that they do not want to be exposed. And what type of interests are we looking at here? So what I'm seeing here is some people leading a double life. And what is this? Knight of Cups in reverse, some dissatisfaction emotionally, and I think something that is, I want to say satisfying certain emotional needs that they cannot get met in the marriage. We have here Queen of Cups, so there's definitely somebody else involved. This will be the person that they are going to see outside of the marriage, and then we have the High Priestess to follow that up with, like they have a certain addiction to this person. I see that they have quite a lot of influence over them. I think this is the trio themselves, actually. We have the person who is having an affair, it seems like, and they're having an affair with this person who has a lot of sway over them, and they're all kind of connected in the past. So this will be somebody who has known them in a long time, or for a long time. What else can we learn about this connection? Whoop. Knight of Swords. Oh, and once again, a lot of talk to try and shield themselves. I think this is definitely a good talker because you've had a Swords card before, the Page of Swords, and Magician. So somebody is very influential. Yeah, this is definitely somebody who's very influential, very resourceful, able to get things done, and they are definitely connected to somebody who is keeping him in check and who is shielding our Mr. Pat Carson. A lot of cards here. Let's go back to the center mark deck to see if he'll ever see any type of justice. Oh, relax. Not everything needs to be on the table. Okay, so these guys, this one, and I'll see if anything comes up from this. But first, let's take a look what we have here. Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, so that's like Two of Wands usually like plans to strike out into the world, etc. But we're not going anywhere in this case. We have here the Saint herself, the Empress. Okay, so that's somebody's mother, or somebody who is protecting certain people coming into play. It's starting to look like a huge mess on the table right now, but okay, fine. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. So I think this is looking at it. Yeah, this is somebody else. This is not Pat. This is somebody who is trying to solve things. Let me just grab this real quick because it's a huge mess under my 3 cards here. This, I believe, is somebody who's trying to solve the case, because we have this single-mindedness, like they're not going anywhere until they solve this thing. It's somebody who's definitely related to one of the or more of the victims, like a mother person or somebody who really cares deeply about one of the victims. And this Seven of Cups over here is kind of like a wishful thinking, but it's also the options that they're exploring, I believe, in order to try and get this guy brought to justice. And then we have a couple of cards here. Don't think I need all of them. Let's see what we can get. That one. Nobody? Okay. Just this one then. And this is the Six of Wands in reverse. So that is their result, at least. That is what they're hoping for. Because Six of Wands upright is usually somebody basically being victorious, riding through town with his crown held up high, everybody cheering them on, but it's in reverse, so they're going to fall. Their star is going to wane. Let's see what else we can find out about that. Like, who is this? Or this is the One of Pentacles, in other words, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. They may not be spending their resources too wisely, or this could also be the result for Mr. Pat himself, that ultimately he is going to have turned out to have bet on the wrong horse, and whatever it is that he wants to try and do to get out of that is not going to be successful. Could also mean that it's costing a lot in order to get this thing solved, particularly because of course there are people working against them. And we also have here the Magician, so we do have a Magician on this side as well. And I read this one as the side of the people who's trying to put him in jail. So there's definitely two very resourceful people at work here. Perhaps this one's not as well connected, but they are resourceful in the sense that they are very smart and will figure things out. They're probably very good at sleuthing themselves, and eventually they might put two and two together and find a way around this, because what I'm getting right now, by the way, is that it's like you can't go through the police in this case, because it looks as though he's being shielded through certain people on the force. At least that's what it's starting to look like. At least certain people are keeping an eye on him, not really stopping him from doing any bad things apparently, but they are definitely not allowing him to be arrested. So I think this person, even though they are very resourceful, are going to have to go around like the unconventional ways in order to get things done. Let's see. I think I'll do one more card and then we're gonna call it. Empress in reverse. So basically what I see when I see this card is somebody who is a mother but has kind of turned cold in a way. Like they're so focused on getting this thing done that they're losing their motherly sense of things. So I think this is just a very determined mother who kind of wants best for her child, even though the child is probably no longer among us, and they want to get this thing solved, like I said, and they're kind of going cold and methodical in order to achieve this. And that's why I'm seeing the Empress in reverse. I feel like they don't care what happens to Pat at all. Like it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to them either what happens to the people that are trying to shield them. They're kind of just on this one-track mind, like this needs to be done and I don't care what happens, whose feelings I have to crush. I just need to get to the truth. That's what I'm seeing with them. So pretty complicated mess of cards here. So we're seeing that he's definitely being shielded by at least two people, maybe even three, who have their own connections to the past and to each other, and probably they have all sorts of blackmail material on each other that is preventing them from speaking out. But on the other end, there are people who are trying very hard to get things solved in their own way, because it looks like his shield is good enough to protect him through the conventional methods, but perhaps eventually he will fall down in some unconventional way. But we'll see about that. In any case, I hope you found this interesting. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you want me to read on other cases, let me know that as well in the comment section. I'll add that to the list. And thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.